Hi, I'm Daniel Green. You're watching The Wine List on EVINE.com, and we have got connoisseur, sommelier. It is Anthony Giglio who's going to take us on a tour of wines around the globe and kind of make it very easy for us to learn how to appreciate them.
It's the goal, and not just easy, but fun too.
Well, I can't wait because we've got three gorgeous wines, and we're talking New World wines, we're talking California. What do we have here from
Not just California,
Hills?
like Napa Valley, like ground zero for most Americans on where, like the birthplace of American wine, Napa Valley, and from one of the founding families. So we have Rutherford Hill, which I think broke ground right around the time Robert Mondavi did too, in the early 70s or late 60s. And here we have three classic expressions. One a surprise though. So Chardonnay, which, I mean, I don't have to explain Chardonnay to anybody, nor Merlot, because I think most Americans know Merlot, if not love it. But the third one is a blend, and I think you're going to be really surprised by what's in the bottle and how it tastes.
Let's go back a bit. Tell me about Chardonnay, because Chardonnay from France is where we learnt about them, and then you say Napa Valley. How did that evolve? How did that even happen?
So that's great trivia, because people never understand when they tell me they love Chardonnay, and I say, well, how do you feel about Chablis or Pouilly-Fuissé or Burgundy in general? And we hear Burgundy and we think of the color, or the gallon from the 70s, right? Hardy Burgundy. And I'd say, well, actually, Burgundy's a place, and France names all of their wines by the place, and most of Europe does too. Chardonnay is the white grape of Burgundy, and France sent out vine cuttings all around the globe in the middle of the 1800s, and we were the beneficiary of amazing French wine vines, and now we have the wines along with them. So we have all of these amazing wines, Cabernet, Merlot. Most of the grapes Americans know are from France. Every one of them.
Chardonnay is my personal favorite. I
that
love
true?
it. It really is. My personal favorite. And I sometimes go where I like a really gutsy, strong one, and then I find it a little much, and I back down a bit. Yeah. So what am I looking for in a Chardonnay?
What you just said is important, because there's a huge backlash in Chardonnay. We call it, I mean, for a time there was among a lot of wine people the ABC wines, anything but Chardonnay, anything but Cabernet, because they were so omnipresent and overwhelming. I mean, the 80s style of those wines were big, powerful, in your face.
I feel a bit dated in today's world saying I love a Chardonnay, because
you're back. You're au courant again.
So my bootleg trousers can come back as well, and everything else. The whole thing comes back with a Chardonnay, and I'm hip again.
Next time we're on, I'm going to have a bi-level haircut, which was the precursor to the mullet. But anyway, we have Chardonnay. So here's the style range. Chardonnay can be bone dry, no oak, and there's a huge movement towards writing on a label.
What does oak mean in unoaked?
It means that this was produced in stainless steel and never ever saw any contact with an oak barrel. Unoaked, right. Or some labels say virgin. Some say that they should be that they're just clean. But it's all about oak versus non-oak, and the movement is to find balance in between. If you're going to use a little bit.
So oaked would have that more buttery, strong, woody feel.
Yeah, the classic. Yeah, let's taste. Okay. It's a beautiful wine. This, to me, is a classic Napa Valley Chardonnay that's got beautiful, I would say, Burgundian pedigree. There's great acid underpinning it, but yet you can't avoid. It's unmistakable, that Napa Valley sunshine that comes into the fruit and permeates. You can't find this in Burgundy because it's not so sunny, it's not so warm. The warmth of California, especially Napa Valley, comes through in wines where you taste that fruitiness and sunniness, and sort of like a power that comes into the wines too.
This, to me, is a 10 out of 10. I know wines are very personal. I know they have to be something. Yeah, I mean, to me, this is the Chardonnay I'm always looking for.
So I'm going to take credit for picking this then.
100%. But sometimes you're on a budget, so it's got to be the right value. But this, with the value where it hits what I'm spending here,
I'm the king of value.
This is the one that, to me, hits what a Chardonnay should
Daniel,
be.
Value is perspective from where it's from. So value from Napa Valley is not easy.
Yeah.
So to find these three and offer them to you as a package
is fantastic.
Is something I'm trying to do as much as I can.
This has the strength where in food I would carry it through. When I'm cooking, I would definitely pair this with many different things, and you would instantly think just a white wine. I would certainly take this further because it's got that kind of meaty, it's got that guts to it, so you could take it somewhere further. Now, next, you were talking about a blend. This is Merlot. Let's start from scratch, from the ground down.
Right.
Say I've heard the name Merlot, but I don't really know what does it mean and what's it consist of.
So going back to what I said, that most of the grapes we're familiar with come from France. This is Merlot, but Merlot is not from Burgundy. Burgundy is Pinot Noir or Chardonnay. Now we're in Bordeaux, and everyone has heard of Bordeaux. Even if you don't drink wine, you've heard of Bordeaux. But there are, and this is trivia, 5 grapes, only 5 red grapes allowed to be grown in Bordeaux. And do you know what they are? You know a bunch of them, though, and you don't even know it. Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Malbec, and Petit Verdot. All of the 5. By law, they can only make Bordeaux with those. So Napa Valley, we're going to taste next, we have a blending of some of those grapes, but here we've spread them apart. In California, in the New World, we took that blend apart, and we said, well, let's just make a Merlot, let's just make a Cabernet. Or there might be just a little bit of Merlot in some of those bottles that are labeled Cabernet because the law allows up to 75% of one or 85% of one grape if it's on the label, and then a little splash of something else. So,
and what I've been with the aroma before of the other wines you've showed me throughout the time, we've got a lot of fruit. This is not so much about the fruit. It really does have a bit more strength to it. I'm trying to get my head around how I can explain that, but there's something.
It's fruit for sure, but there's power in there too. I think it's the layers of it. It's the layers of what you're smelling. So it's not just
like
just not like that beautiful Pinot Noir we had one time where it was all strawberries. No, this is layers of black fruits and dried fruits and
dried.
aromas.
No, that's where we're going. Dried. That's when you said that. That's exactly what I got.
Dried
cranberries,
dried cranberries, dried
dates,
blackberries,
that
dates.
kind of thing.
Could be like, is it like Christmas pie? What do they call the
Christmas
pie?
pudding.
Christmas pudding.
Where
is
you
that it?
soak all those raisins in brandy and liquor, and you do that, and you take the whole day to cook it, and then when you make it, you should actually keep it. Some people keep it up to 12 months.
Is that true?
Yeah, you keep it for a long time. You should never make it near Christmas time. It's too quick.
Really?
Yeah, all that.
Okay. Let's taste this. This is something that reminds me of that. But
yeah, no, you got it bang on with a little bit of brandy butter.
And there you have it. You have beautiful fruit, medium body. It's medium to full bodied. It's not an overwhelming classic like a Cabernet from the same place, from the same producer, from Rutherford Hill, Napa Valley. Much more power. And Merlot is the softer. In the Bordeaux blend, when we were talking about that earlier, the Bordeaux blend there is a reason it's blended because all 5 of those grapes do something to help each other. And Cabernet is so powerful and so strong on its own. Merlot is often blended in to soften. So here's the softness without the Cabernet.
I must say the aroma was deceiving. It doesn't taste how it smells, if that makes sense.
Which is quite the case with a lot of wines.
Is it? Okay, because I just got that where it was smoother. I thought it was going to be sharper. I thought I smelled more acidity. So when I had it, it was actually very refreshing. I didn't realize it would be quite like that.
Because for me, and for all of us, we don't know it. The acidity is what we're counting on to lift it off the palate and make it just keep going. By the way, it's still going. When we taste wine, you're looking for that balance between the fruit and the acid, and then you salivate and it dissipates, and then it comes back again and then dissipates. Tannin might come in across the roof of the mouth and just tighten a little bit, but this is soft.
What a great idea for a dinner party, to bring wines that you've found and got a little bit of knowledge about from Anthony. I mean, that's the story, isn't it? That we've learned a bit that we can talk about. Same with a recipe that you found it somewhere and now you're replicating it. This is what you can take to someone's house. We've got a selection of 3 for you on EVINE.com. It is powered by Uncorked.com. We're going to check out one more before we go. What I would like to ask you is, when we've got these wines, we're looking at really a tremendous value for what we're offering in these 3.
Yes.
I mean, this is hard for someone to go out and find something quite like this and be able to put them together with a beautiful balance of all 3. And I love Chardonnay. Going back to Chardonnay very quickly, that's actually a big part of Champagne.
Oh my gosh, it's what gives Champagne the finesse. So, trivia again, Champagne 101. 3 grapes are officially allowed in Champagne. Pinot Noir is a white or red grape. White or red? White or red grape?
You told me it was red.
Right,
I had
so
no
Pinot Noir
idea
is a red grape.
I really
Pinot
didn't.
Meunier, I wouldn't expect you to know, but it's a red grape.
Yeah.
And Chardonnay. But Champagnes, most of them are white or clear, except for rosé. But Blanc de Blanc means 100% Chardonnay, white of white. Blanc de Noir means 100% of black, which is how Europeans call red grapes, black grapes.
Yes, yes.
So meaning all Pinot Noir or Pinot Meunier. Yeah. And then a classic Brut, 70% is usually the red grapes, 30% Chardonnay to give it a little creaminess.
Amazing.
So foundation grape of Champagne.
Now, what does, from Rutherford Hill, what is this one, Barrel Select?
So it's a funny combination of grapes because it's the Bordeaux blend you expect. It's going to have Cabernet, Merlot, a little bit of Malbec. But there's also a touch of Syrah in here, which is a surprise. But this is California, where you can do whatever you want. We call it Barrel Select because we can't call it any one grape. That's the key, that it's a blend. It's not one grape on the label. On the back, it tells you what the grapes are, but we can't know it from the front. But Syrah, they can add whatever they want. They could put Zinfandel in here. They can put whatever they want in here. but it's a Bordeaux blend with a riff of a little Rhone Syrah.
Anthony, everything you've showed me, this has got the most explosive aroma more than
insane.
anything. I mean, there's nothing that compares to the nose on this. Nothing. It's
Oh my gosh.
pretty intense, isn't it?
It's heady. I would call it heady because it's got so much power. But you know what I get a beautiful, you know what I think of sarsaparilla? Like, it's the foundation of what we know as cola. It's that spicy, there's something spicy and brown and like something baked.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, really, really pretty, really, really pretty. And then there's also some purple fruit to me too. I'm thinking of blueberry.
Blackberries, yep, definitely.
Let's taste. I've told you this before, Daniel. The first sip for me never counts because what I just had before it is affecting it. I'm going back in for a second sip.
The first bottle for me never counts.
And there it is. Gorgeous balance between that beautiful dried fruit comes in, but it's actually a little more alive than dry. It's got some real juicy, gushy fruit there.
I can just see this on the most beautiful cheese plate. I mean, because it really has got some guts to it. I can really see that.
Yeah, the tannin in here is a little more formidable, demanding food. Yeah. People always say, "Oh my God, what do I do with that bitter, tight feeling from red wine?" I say, eat. Just eat.
Do you know what I can
and
see
everything
this with?
changes.
It's almost a marriage made with brie that's just oozing out.
When you bake it a little bit,
break a little bit, or if it's on that window ledge in France where it still just oozes out, and they keep that temperature where it's got that incredible just guts and flavour. We're going to offer you 3. This is an opportunity for you. EVINE.com, us bringing you wines from all around the world to give you really an understanding, but what a dinner party, what a great way to enjoy and entertain. It's powered by Uncorked.com, right here on EVINE.com.